Hello everyone, welcome back to SportsKhabri with me, Adi and Rishi. And the T20 World Cup has come to an end. India won the tournament. Rishi, in final, of course, it was difficult circumstances. We thought it wouldn't be hard against South Africa. I don't think a lot of people expected it to be extremely hard, but it was. Hardik Pandya turned it on for South Africa in that chase. Let's just kind of go through the entire game, dude. Like first of all, how do you feel after the victory? Because it was a mad game. I thought it was a deserving final. I think it had everything. You had close moments. The game was sort of won and lost. It ebbed and flowed. It was beautiful. So yeah. Overall, what is your take from this T20 World Cup final?
Bro, I mean, script writers are mad, bro. Script writers are mad. That's all I can say. Like, what the hell? After, like, the first three wickets fell, I'm like, okay. I mean, for India, I'm like, okay, I can see where this game is going. And then we score at subpar level. We just somehow kept the scoreboard ticking, but not aggressive enough. And Aksar had to do a lot of the heavy hitting. And
Yeah,
at
true.
that point, also, we're like, okay, maybe, like they should have Virat and Aksar should have just started maybe a couple of overs like before. But then at halfway through, I'm thinking, okay, this innings is gonna go down. If we're gonna defend this total, we're gonna be like, this total was enough. This was the total was more than enough to defend. But if we lose this game, people are gonna be like, yeah, we were 20-30 runs short. It was that kind of a score. And then, bro, at one point, I'm like, okay, the wickets are decently falling. I'm like, okay, fine. And then Quinton de Kock and Klaasen, they almost took the life out of our bowling attack.
Bro,
Like,
but the first real partnership was between Stubbs and De Kock,
yeah,
and Stubbs did some stupid shit, and then he tried to paddle Aksar. But
I mean, that is so. That's that and Pant's wicket, like their wickets. I'm like, bro, that was so unnecessary. Like, the
so
fact
Delhi
is,
Capitals of them.
like, oh yeah, actually, but like, bro, that was so unnecessary from both of them. And yeah, bro, and I mean, Stubbs. Like, even when Stubbs were playing, the sad part for me is I knew after that they still had Klaasen and Miller to come. And next Klaasen comes, I'm like, okay, these two are going to finish the match with probably like 2 overs pending. You know, the way they took on Aksar and Kuldeep, like both of them got slapped. And at that point, we're also thinking, yeah, this is probably going to cost us the game. And maybe we should have given like Bumrah like our last couple of overs. But then who bowls next? We're going to have to give it to spinners at some point. And man, the best bowler in the world, bro. I mean, bro, I'm at this point, I'm just losing I'm running out of adjectives for him. Like, and
Yeah.
after that, I saw a tweet. I think it was Michael Vaughan or anyone, but like, I think it was Michael Vaughan. He was like, "Is this the best white ball bowler of all time?" And maybe I can think of a couple of them. Maybe you can say Muralidharan, maybe you can say Wasim Akram because what he could do with the old ball, like a dead ball, he could make it move. But other than that, how many more can you think of who, in both the shorter format of T20 and 50 overs, who does not leak runs at all, and who, like, you just have to, if you want to survive, you just have to play it out. And even if you play it out, there is a good chance one screamer, one absolute Jaffa is going to come. Like, I can't think of someone more inevitable than him.
Bro, 100%, and he delivered. Dude, the ball to Riza Hendricks at the top of the order, unplayable. And like you said, even if you're trying to block him out, he's going to get you wickets. And that Marco Jansen was trying to block him out, and he still beat his
Yeah,
defense.
between the
I
bat and
think,
pad, like, what the hell?
yeah, bro,
What do you
like, I
do?
don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, Bumrah is another conversation. 30 of 30, I was actually with my friends. I was like, bro, Bumrah 2 overs, we're still in this. If Bumrah's 2 overs don't go for more than 10, we're still in this. Because the batsman will try to take on the remaining bowlers. And
Hmm.
we know that Arshdeep and Hardik, although they're probably the weaker links as compared to Bumrah, if a batsman tries to take them around and they can sort of change the pace well and get something from the surface, then there's a good chance you could get wickets. But anyways, Adi, coming to that, at 30 of 30, when it was pretty much in favor of South Africa, do you expect India to come back and win it?
I mean, I always felt India would win because I knew that, see, if, for example, Klaasen gets out, there was no other batting left with them because
Miller was there
Klaasen
though
and
in the
Miller were the
career time.
last line. Sorry?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
after,
continue.
yeah, so that was the last two players left. So I knew that, for example, Klaasen getting out, or even Miller, to be fair, it would be tough because, the way India were bowling, and plus, the next players were literally bowlers. Jansen, Keshav Maharaj, Rabada, they're all bowlers. So you could always get, you know, as much as if you could keep, Miller off strike, I always felt like India could win it. And to be fair, the only game changer was, Hardik Pandya. I mean, we all talk about Bumrah, but Bumrah failed to get the important wickets at the important time. This Hardik
Are you
Pandya got
joking? Bro,
was Hardik Pandya who got Klassen out, right?
Oh
Do you
my
think
god. Yeah, but Adi, like fair enough, but good.
my
Fair
point is
enough.
that wicket
But
changed the game because
Adi,
what I'm
that
trying to say
pressure
is
is not built if that over from Bumrah does not go for 3-4 runs.
it
It's
was
not
it was still
happening.
26 or 20, it was 25 or 24 actually.
Exactly, Adi. It was 26.
Yeah, and
If
that was
that
still
over,
Rahul, that was
Yeah,
still a
so
Adi is
run away.
never
okay,
going to
like
go
I
for
mean, I
that.
Easy for
mean, I mean,
batsmen
it's
to do
okay.
it, right?
Wickets are what matter. So if say Klaasen comes and if someone like Harshal Patel's bowling, he gets hit for 3 sixes and then he gives away the wicket. Okay, but we got the wicket, right?
And that was by Hardik Pandya, right? And that's my point. Like he was the game changer of the game because I still feel
Hmm.
like playing out Bumrah, you can still play out Bumrah and then go hit Hardik and Ashdeep. You know what I mean? Because getting
I
two,
mean,
three
why
sixes
why
off.
why not go play out? Why play out Bumrah? If that's that simple, just go for him itself. No, why
That's my
why why
point.
are
I
these
said it's a
why are these
game changer.
batsmen
I'm not.
around the world?
See, I'm telling game changer.
Adi,
I'm
there
not.
is no way
I'm
Hardik
saying
Pandya is the
Bumrah
game
did what
changer.
Bumrah does generally, ball the safe balls, ball at tight lines. But I'm saying risking it, and Hardik Pandya took the risk. He bowled a slower wide ball, which got a wicket. It can go two ways. You can also get smacked for a four, but he got a wicket, and that's what I'm saying. And that changed the game and the course of the entire game because, as my
That was
point
not
comes,
a
like
great ball
I
to
don't think
begin
that
with,
was
by
game.
the way. That
It,
Miller ball
it
was
was.
not a great ball to begin with, by the way.
I'm not talking about
I
Miller.
mean,
I'm talking about Klassen.
bro,
I
It was a
literally saying the
stunning
Klassen wicket.
catch.
I'm going to be
I'm
fair to
I'm
Hardik
saying
Pandya.
the
I think
so are you guys saying if Klassen didn't get out, India would have won the World Cup?
No, definitely not. I'm saying
And that's my point.
the
Like
the
I feel,
pressure
I still feel
cooker,
like
the wickets fell because from one end Bumrah's cranking the pressure.
exactly,
you realize
It's not
exactly.
like
Hardik
they have
Pandya
an
dropped a
option that
wicket
would
and
get
also
away.
kept it for 4 runs. You realize that? Like even Hardik
Sorry.
Pandya kept it tight. Hardik Pandya kept it tight. Ashdeep Singh kept
Adi,
it
that's
tight.
because the wicket
There was
fell in the
nothing
Definitely,
first
different.
ball.
definitely. No one's taking away the credit from
No,
Hardik Pandya
exactly,
that he
and
didn't
nobody's
bowl
taking
well.
away
I'm,
anything
my
from
Now you
point is
Hardik.
swap.
all three did it equally, but only Bumrah is getting like,
Not
oh, it was a
necessarily. If
tremendous
the
over.
you swap the bowling order, you first send Hardik Pandya, and then
But
knowing that
exactly,
Bumrah's over is pending, Hardik Pandya gets slapped. With
slap.
all
Yeah,
due respect,
exactly.
there
You
is a
never
reason
know
for
that.
it.
What if you're just telling that, but Hardik Pandya got Klassen's wicket. What if he got a Klassen's wicket the previous over? You still never
So
know.
it
And
is
my
not an
point is,
Fine.
isolated event. It is not
but
an
Okay, fair
isolated event.
enough.
it is
Fair
not
enough.
an
You never
isolated event.
know.
But we're talking about game changers. Like at the end, Bumrah just bowled safe balls, and my point is, Hardik Pandya was the real
Adi,
game
how is
changer
that
for
not
India.
game changing when you bowl the whatever 16th over of the game, 30 of 30, and
Rahul, okay,
concede
tell
four?
me, Rahul,
How is
tell me
that not
this.
game
Okay,
changing?
okay, tell me this.
If
Tell
they
me, wait,
if
wait,
they
wait.
get
Like,
ahead of the rate, yeah.
let me tell you this.
If they get a,
You swap the roles, okay? You put
correct.
Hardik Pandya in the
Yes.
15th over. He bowls
Yes.
5 runs. He gives in that over. 25 to win
I
in
is not
24.
going to get 5 runs in that over.
Wait,
That's
He's
my
wait.
not.
point.
There is
My
Adi.
He's not
There
going to
is
get
a
5 runs in that
much
over.
bigger
one
chance
second.
that
Let me
Hardik
There's only
Pandya gets
one
let
guy
me
hit.
who can
finish,
do that. There's only
bro.
one
Let
guy
me
who
finish.
can do that, and it was that was
Wait,
Bumrah.
let me finish. Let me finish.
Okay.
I'm telling. For example, that's what I said. Just reverse the roles. Hardik Pandya gave three
Yes.
runs and took the wicket of Klaasen. You reverse the role. You
Yeah.
tell Bumrah took the wicket of Klaasen, gave 3 runs over Hardik Pandya giving 5 runs.
Adi,
Who
if
do you think
Adi,
is the game? No, no. My question is,
if Hardik
no.
Pandya
My
gives
question
three
is,
runs
who
in
would
that,
be the difference
yeah,
maker
I'm
at that
answering
time?
the question. I'm answering the question. If Hardik Pandya actually gave 3 runs in the whatever 16th over, I would take my hat off and be like, bro,
He
crazy.
did
This
that,
is just
Rahul. He did
he
that.
didn't do that, Adi. It was
Tell
four
me,
runs. It was the pressure that was created from the previous over, and
bro,
I'm
that is
kudos to
Adi,
mental.
Pandya
one
for
second, one
That
second.
is
I
actually
also,
a
kudos to
also,
mental
I
Pandya
stretch.
would
for
like
That is a
to.
getting
mental stretch.
Adi, do you
Klassen.
realize
He
that you
bowled.
yourself, on multiple occasions, you've told that batsmen choose to play him out? Why do they choose to play him out? Bumrah. Because you play Hardik Pandya first. You keep Bumrah for the second last or third last over. The batsmen are going to go much more aggressively on Pandya, knowing that Jasprit Bumrah has that 1 over left where we're not going to get runs. So you can't just isolate it, say, yeah, this was a completely separate thing. Hardik Pandya came and just did this. He did it. Of course, no one is taking it away from him. But the fact that they chose to go after him has everything to do with the fact that Bumrah kept it tight. and you give it to him later, but Bumrah is going to do the same. He's going to keep it tight. He's going to give six balls. He's going to give maybe 2 or 3 runs. The batsmen are forced to go after him. This is like saying, okay, I'd much rather prefer Harshal Patel because he takes a bag of wickets. Because you get hit for 3 sixes. Like at that stage, 30 runs needed. You get hit for 3 sixes, and then you take a wicket. Like you're just throwing away the game. Like you have to understand that
that is
someone is
on the basis of if and but.
Adi,
I'm
if
talking about what happened in the game, right? And my point is still Klaasen's falling of Klaasen's wicket was the game changer. Without that, I don't think India would have
So
won
you're
the
telling
World
me,
Cup for sure.
instead of Bumrah, say someone else.
you
Like
take
say
Hardik
Bumrah,
Pandya.
a
Sorry.
Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, a Mohammad Shami, somebody else comes, gives say 10 runs in that over, okay? Or say for the safety sake, 9 runs in
Bro,
that
you
over.
see, Rahul,
Hear
what
me
I'm
out.
telling, I'm talking about the World Cup specifically, and it is an isolated event because it's the World Cup final. You
Fine,
can't
fine. It's
tell
like
what
bro,
he's done throughout the tournament.
nobody's taking away Hardik Pandya's. Of course, he's bowled the change up. He's bowled a slower ball away from the hitting arc. He's got the wicket
And that's
fantastically.
my point. Only players
I'm
like
not taking
Hardik
that away
Pandya,
from Pandya. I think he's done a great job. At least to Klaasen, that was a great sort
Yeah,
of plan. I mean, it was
no
good.
one's literally taking that away from him.
But unfortunately, bro, that situation doesn't arise where Klaasen needs to go for it if Bumrah doesn't bowl that brilliant over in the previous over.
Rahul, it was 25 or
It doesn't
24.
happen. It never
You realize
happens.
Bumrah conceded more runs than Hardik Pandya.
Adi is bowling to Marco Janssen for 5 balls. You're bowling to a
Who?
new batter. He bowled to Miller and
Rah-
Klaasen and
Bro,
gave
what are you
4 runs.
saying? What are you saying? Hardik Pandya,
Yeah,
Hardik Pandya bowled the 17th over. Who were batting at that time? It was Klaasen and Miller. Hardik Pandya gets the first wicket in
exactly
the
my
first
point,
ball,
Adi.
and then he
The
concedes
first
three
ball went
runs
for a
to the
wicket.
wicket.
Yeah,
Bro, my point
he
is
would have
both of
bowled
them
3 or
bowled to the
4
same
balls to
batsman.
Marco Janssen in that over.
That is because he took a wicket. That is because Hardik
Bro,
took the
that's my
wicket.
point.
That's
My
my
point
point.
is, Adi, the batter is never going to go for it if that over from Bumrah doesn't come through. You're
He does, bro.
underestimating
It
the
was still a
value of
runner
that
ball.
over.
You can still see again. It doesn't matter. But my point is like again, it's a runner ball. You can still win the game. At that point
It's
of time, South Africa was still ahead
not
of
Adi,
India.
they have to take
no.
the
That,
risk because they
exactly,
know one
you're
more
not playing
from
cricket 07. You're not playing cricket
Adi.
07 where you can just push the buttons and get runs. That's the
Bro,
thing. You yourself have told there are situations where batsmen they don't have an option but to play a bowler out. You have
Bro,
to
my
bro,
block
point.
him. You have
I
to.
just want to add one more thing. One more thing. Adi, they have to go for it in the Pandya over because they know there's one more from Bumrah coming. It's
That
not
is
just run the
not
ball,
the only
we'll
reason.
get it
Rahul.
done.
My point is,
It
you
is.
guys are making
They know there's
fantasies for
another one from
Bumrah,
Bumrah
but
coming.
No,
when
we're
the
not.
actual players makes a difference, it's like it is because Bumrah did it. It's because he did it. At the time, you have to give credit to
Adi,
So
Hardik Pandya and
you
Hardik
tell
Adi,
me,
we've played
Klaasen
cricket.
as a
We've all played cricket together for a long time. So you're telling me when there is a clear-cut, much better bowler, you're telling me you won't take on the others so that even if runs don't come from the better bowler, it's okay. Because you have to go. You will end up choosing to go at against a much weaker bowler because you know that the stronger
That
bowler is
is
going to come and crank up the runs.
Rishi, that is different from actually changing the game, and that's all my simple point is. The game changer was was Hardik's over where he got Larsen out. Because without that, my point is without that
no.
over wicket, India are not going to win the World Cup. And whatever you say,
I don't
you
believe
tell
that.
me,
I don't believe that because there's one
yeah,
more from Bumrah to come.
you can say that, but the way the game
Yeah.
was going, I still think Klaasen and Miller, if Hardik didn't get the wicket, it's easy for Miller and Klaasen to finish a Bumrah, and then they still have 12 more balls. Six. To be fair, they have 18 more balls if you include the Hardik Pandya over where he got out. And my point is like, if he didn't get that wicket, it would have been tough. And the only reason
Fine.
he got a wicket, he kept Janssen in the striker's position for most of the time. Miller couldn't get most of the strike, and that's where we went to win again. For example, if Miller batted majority of the last 18 balls, you never know. He just needed 2, 3 sixes for him to, and he's very capable of it. I still think when Miller gets more pressure because Klaasen's getting out, even Miller has a opportunity of like, okay, now I can't play all out because I'm the last batsman, and that's also a different factor. And at the end of the day, wickets matter because you can say Bumrah kept it simple. He kept. I agree. He's the best in the world when it comes to keeping it simple. He himself says like he also told in the interview, "I'm not looking for wickets. I'm only looking for dot balls and
Adi,
ensuring
even
good
when he
pressure."
gets wickets, he still
Now,
picks up
my
wickets.
point is at the end of
Like,
the day, that's what I meant. Like, for example, I'm saying purely hypothetical basis. If Hardik Pandya in the 15th over gave 5 runs, and if
he
Bumrah
would
took the
have
wicket,
kept 5 runs.
Bro, that's my point. Do you understand hypothetically?
That
I'm
you
saying that
have
in
the equal
hypothetical.
probability of saying that and saying like
Bro, you
something
are
like,
saying
if
that is
Akshar Patel
insane.
comes
Like
and
what you're
bowls
saying.
the
Bro,
15th over,
no,
he
no, no.
gives five
Bro, that's
runs.
like me saying let Virat Kohli would have bowled the 15th over, given 5 runs.
Exactly, that
Like
has the
that
It
same
is.
makes that doesn't
probability.
make
No,
any
no, no, no,
sense.
no, no. Wait, listen. And my point is, even if Virat Kohli bowled the 15th over and gave 5 runs, that's still a good over, right? Right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
That,
is.
fair enough.
I
But
think
the
that's
So
there's
probability of that
equal there's
happening
the
is
equal
near to
they're saying
zero.
there's equal probability of that happening.
but my
Yeah.
point is, if my simple question, if it was roles reversed, if Bumrah got the wicket of Klassen and gave 3 runs over Hardik Pandya giving 5 runs, who would you guys say was a better bowler during
This is
this
If
like
whole?
this is
Hardik
like
Pandya
saying
It's very
actually
simple. You
did
can
that,
answer a question
if
simply.
Hardik Pandya actually did it, I would give it to Hardik Pandya and be like, bro, if you gave just 5 runs and allowed Bumrah 2 overs in the death, I would be like, bro, that's insane. You've done a crazy job.
You're saying getting a Klassen's wicket and getting 3 runs is less worthy than conceding 5 runs
we're not
No,
saying
but
it's
I
less
in
think
worthy.
no,
None
no,
of
no.
it's
I
less
think in the
worthy.
context of the game, in the
So what is
context
the
of the
game?
game,
My point was
that
like, what is
over
the game changer?
for me, the game changer was that over from Bumrah. The 16th from Bumrah was the game changer for me. But yeah. Okay, anyways,
Interesting.
let's just move on. Yeah, Surya Kumar Yadav last over, Rishi, that insane take, bro, under pressure, and I think, bro, it looked very easy, but oh god, bro, I again, it's something
Bro,
that
it did not look easy at all,
it did
bro. Come
not look
on.
easy at all, bro. And again, this is what I'm getting at with Hardik Pandya. Like, bro, it's a terrible ball to start off like to start off the over. That could have gone wrong very easily.
Yeah.
But again, there's brilliance in the field, and Surya, yeah, crazy.
Bro, I mean, you remember the T20? I think this catch is actually gonna be remembered like the Srishant catch in 2007,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah,
Like,
hundred
at
percent.
least the difference is that sealed the World Cup. That is the last ball, and okay. But this, I think, this catch actually won us the tournament. Like that isolated incident, like because
Correct.
he drops that, nobody's gonna say anything. Like
Yeah,
that is a catch that you're not supposed to like. Okay, you get it, it's a bonus, but otherwise people are gonna be like, huh, like that was anyway going across the line. He tried, but okay, no one's gonna hold it against him. But like the fact that he caught it, I felt that one thing completely just changed everything. Like, yeah, bro. Like, what the hell?
bro. Yeah, I think if that goes for six, it's sort of you're under the pump. You're 10 of 5, and of course, as a bowler as well, the pressure's going to get to you. And Miller's is probably feeling a little more confident as well. So, I think that was a very important moment in the game. And Adi, like, of course, the man of the match went to Virat Kohli in the end. What do you think of his knock?
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, when you talk about Virat Kohli's knock, it was a bit of slow innings the entire game. I think it was because also, when you have your top three order players in terms of, Rohit, Pant, Sky, they all got out in very short intervals, right? And then you have Akshay Patel coming in with you to bat. And looking at Virat Kohli the entire tournament, he hasn't been performing well. We all know that. And it's a final again. So people again came and said he plays too slow, etc. But again, Kohli was in a situation where he needs to play slow. And this is where you have actually, again, as I said, game changers, right? Because on another day, if it was not the final, you might have had Kohli getting out, etc. But it's the final. You have to play it through situations, and he played through that because he was after he scored that 3-4 boundaries in the Janssen over. He didn't have a single boundary for 37 balls he faced, but he knew what he was doing because you could see on the other side Akshay Patel was there playing the shots, getting the runs off boundaries. And he realized, for example, at that situation with Kohli getting out, I think there'll be more pressure on the Indian batsmen because after that, I think it was only Dubey and Hardik who you can say were the only batsmen left. Because again, the way Jadeja has played over the past 1-2 years in T20, I wouldn't consider him, in terms of again performing, etc. So the way Kohli played it was literally the game changer from a batting perspective because without that innings, I think India would have been in deep, deep trouble because again, if he got out early or if he got out during that, you know, fall of wickets where Rohit, Pant, Sky all got out very quickly. And we've seen previously in India, I mean, how India have fallen or lost games during the World Cups. It's always been top order collapses and then they lose the entire batting, this thing. And in the middle, maybe it's sometime it was Hardik Pandya against Pakistan. It was Dhoni against New Zealand. So that's how it's going to work. So it was a very
Yeah,
good knock, and I feel like without that knock, I don't think India would have had a total to defend. Also, if he didn't stay for that long.
yeah, yeah. I think so too. I think context of the game, Virat Kohli played the innings that was needed. Although even he said that he wasn't feeling confident, and probably it wasn't
But
going to
but I
plan.
feel
But the
like
runs were needed.
that that situation that created for him is what actually helped him to get the best of himself.
Yeah, exactly,
Because
exactly. I
maybe
think
if
it
it
was
was
the
we were in a
perfect.
situation where they were playing well, maybe you would have seen Kohli getting out earlier. But I
Yeah,
think it was that mindset of where okay, now my team needs me. He also knew this is going to be his last match anyways, like
yeah,
in
Exactly.
T20.
I was just gonna say that, like the fact that he
And
knew inside that it's gonna be his last
yeah,
T20 game for the
and
country.
I think that, dude, ah, people from the outside, everyone says, it's easy. That innings would have been easy. Kohli should have hit earlier, 2 overs earlier. But bro,
Mm.
if you are a batsman playing for 1.5 billion people, playing in that situation in tough conditions was not an easy condition because of where India were in that situation. Bro, trust me, it's 100 times tougher when you're batting than us audience simply saying, Virat should have hit 2 overs earlier. He played too defensive until his 50. But bro, the immense pressure he was under and the way he delivered, and he's done that always for India during difficult situations in knockout games. And at least this is the first time after all these years where it actually came into something fruitful. And bro, like the
great.
pressure is immense. I,
It's
I feel like when we play cricket here, only we understand the pressure. It's going to multiply like 1,000 times there,
yeah.
and it's just not easy. It's not at all easy what he did, bro. Like he makes it look easy because he stayed until then. But you put any other batsman in that situation, I don't think anyone else would have done what he did.
I think emotions like really overflowed for a lot of the players. I think it was really nice to see that for them they were able to do it. Rohit Sharma, Virat, I think they were all emotional. Hardik Pandya as well for the 6 months that he's gone through before this. Rahul Dravid, I think, bro, like for him, I was just so happy for him. I think once he lifted the trophy, you could see the emotions from him, somebody who's actually never won an international like senior trophy, for him to do it, and after what happened in West Indies to him in 2007. So I think there are a lot of people for whom like it was like this sort of perfect story. And Rishi, I just want to finish off with Ravindra Jadeja. Of course, he's another one whose retirement has also gone under the radar because he announced it a day later, and now we've lost another one with Virat and Rohit, and of course Rahul Dravid is leaving. Ravindra Jadeja is another one who's leaving, and like, what's his legacy in T20 cricket for India?
I mean, uh, you summed it up well. I think he probably goes on as one of the most underrated or under the radar cricketers who's like now that he's actually not there. But see, people are gonna look at him and judge him mostly based on how this one tournament or last 1 year went for him. Like that's the sad part. Like I can't think of someone who is, as handy as him with the ball. He's gonna pick wickets. He's gonna, hold back the runs, and then with the bat also, he can come in anywhere between say 3 and 6 and come and play the innings that you really need. Like you've had innings where he's accelerated. You've had innings where he's, steadied the ship. I mean, it's going to be really hard for us to find a proper replacement for him. And yeah, that's the sad part for me is that people are not going to give him, or at least it's going to take a while. And once we notice that he is gone from the team, I feel that's when people are going to give him the really the credit that he deserves.
Bro, and yeah, he's been someone who's been around for a long time,
Hmm.
since 2013. You can't imagine Jadeja not being in the team. Like I don't think
Exactly.
there's been an ICC tournament since 2013 that Jadeja's not played. Right? Like if you think about 2014 World Cup, yeah, he was there. 16, he was there. 21, he was there. 22, he was there. He was there here again. So along with Rohit Sharma, who's probably India, and Virat Kohli is probably two of India's most consistent T20 sort of players over the years. Ravindra Jadeja is right up there because of just
Yeah.
the consistency and longevity he's had. Yeah, I mean it sets us up nicely. Adi, one cycle is done. Rahul Dravid's gone. What's ahead for India in T20s?
Now I don't know. I don't know who's gonna come in, right? I think the head coach is gonna be a major factor because if we are mostly looks like Gautam Gambhir will come as the next coach for India, at least through reports of what has been reporting and
Yeah.
surfacing around the media. If that comes, it's going to be interesting because again, it's new waters for India. You've lost two pillars of Indian cricket, especially in T20. When you talk about Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma, and also Jadeja to an extent. I mean, these guys will still be involved in ODIs and tests, so it's not a major loss because I think now we'll go back to again test cricket and a bit of ODIs because again we have 2 more years of T20. So I think India will still be fine because I think all the nations are facing the same thing. You'll soon see players like Butler, etc., leaving England. Same thing, maybe with Australia. So we've already seen Warner leaving Australia. So it's going to be more of young players again. For New Zealand, Kane Williamson's left. So I don't think it's only something that India is going to face. I think cricket in general, you're going to get that shift of you know the so-called new generation, especially T20. It's going to come in. And I think India, we would imagine India, especially in T20, are still set the best because of how we have the IPL to, promote our youth, our youngsters, etc. I feel like now the next step again, I think in T20, I think India still have the best bowling, trio, spinners, etc. So I think they're set in that terms. Now, if you're going to take out players like Kohli, Rohit, I still think India still have better quality in terms of replacing them because I would imagine players like Gill coming into the Indian setup and Gill, even though he's been in poor form over the past year, at least since the World Cup, we still know the talent he has, and I think the Zimbabwe tour will start being that step of grooming him as the next T20 captain. Most likely that's what's going to happen. I would assume because giving Gill the captaincy shows that over other players also shows that maybe he's going to be the captain. If
But
not him, maybe.
this was a very young squad. Now maybe other than him and Gaikwad, who else are there? The senior players with the squad.
But bro, the thing is, I feel like, see, I don't know about how. I think if not him, only Hardik has the only other opportunity
Hmm.
because yeah, the squad is young, but they still have, you know, I think this squad is going to be the next team for India, right?
Hmm.
Because who else is going to come? I think you have the same old players playing apart from the bowling lineup, the batting lineup. I think we are going to refresh anyways because now if you have Rohit, Virat going, you have two players gone already, so you have two spots open there, and
Hmm.
Jaddu also leaving. You have three spots technically open in terms of India's batting order, right? So you will replace three players from the people, the players of who's going to perform from the Zimbabwe tour, anyways. Because do you think even Samson's there to be fair? So you can see like there are some senior players. It'll be interesting to see how India T20 is going to grow because I still can't imagine India without Virat and Rohit. So I don't know
Bro,
where
it's,
they're going to
it's, it's
forward.
weird because, bro, again, in terms of senior players like you guys mentioned, if you really think about it, other than Bumrah and Pandya, and maybe even Pant, like there's no like Wadi who's really played for India for that long,
See,
and
that's where like
that puts India in a weird place.
that's where players like KL Rahul, will they get him back? Will he
Yeah, it'd be
perform?
interesting to see if somebody like KL breaks into the team.
Because dude, I still feel like if we had KL Rahul in this World Cup, I don't think there would have been a huge difference because of the way this entire World Cup went through. Maybe only balance would have been an issue because you can't have so many players in the top order, right? But apart from that, again, moving forward, do you think any other youngsters can replace throw? That's the point is like who are going to come in now would have a big pressure because they're replacing, Virat. They're literally replacing Virat and Rohit. And for me, at least apart from Gill, I don't think anyone else there has the talent or caliber to easily slot into these roles, right? So that's my thing. Because maybe I can only say apart from Gill, maybe Gaikwad is the only other guy. He's had a lot of experience. He's played a lot of T20, but he hasn't played international games. So that's the thing. Like the next youngsters or who is going to replace them, they're going to carry huge weight. So it would be easier for you as an Indian team to try KL Rahul. If it doesn't work out for 1 year, then you can get in a youngster because there'll be a bit more ease of pressure. Because if KLR comes in with Gill, for example, they build up whatever they can. And if KLR doesn't perform well, Gill doesn't perform well, someone has to replace him. It's going to be easier for someone to replace him, or at least take his place. So I think that would just generally be a better idea, or else
Let's see that. I mean, it's an end of an era for sure.
yeah.
I think what happens now is this remains to be seen who the new coach who comes in. We still don't know who that's going to be. So yeah. Thanks guys for joining in. Everybody, let us know your thoughts, your favorite moments from this T20 World Cup, and yeah, like and share the video. Subscribe to Sports Khabri. We'll see you soon. Goodbye.